everybody, what is going on? It's your boy Izlogic.business bringing you another episode of Will It Work? Today we're going to be rocking the Demon class, and the Demon class has been seeing a lot of use recently. It's a very strong class at the moment, and why not run it for you guys to show how strong it is on its own? Now, Demon class has 3 tiers of its ultimate. It's 2 champion tier, it's 4 champion tier, and it's 6 champion tier. And what happens is it has a 40% chance on hit to burn the enemy champion for X amount of mana, and it's 20 mana burn, but here's the kicker: you gain more mana the higher the level of the tier is. So you start off with 15 mana regaining at 2 champions, 30 mana at 4, and at 6 champions it's 45. Now that's obviously 50 mana increase every tier up, and it's very strong because you can just drain so much mana, stop so much effects from being done, and as a whole does a lot of work. So moving on from that, let's run down the champions. Starting off, we have Elise. She's a demon shapeshifter, and honestly is fairly decent for what she does. Now her ultimate, she transforms into a spider and produces a certain amount of spiderlings depending on what level she is. And with that in mind, you can obviously get to level 3 and she produces like 6 to 8 spiderlings, I believe. And she does do a lot of work. She provides a lot of dummy targets for enemies to kill, and is very strong if they go towards it, as she has lifesteal. Now, moving on to the 2-cost demon, we have Varus, who is a very attack speedy and high damage ranger demon. He's 2 costs, and his ultimate is the piercing arrow. Basically, he uses his Q from normal league and fires it straight at the enemy champions, doing tons of damage. And when I say tons, it's about 3/4 health bars a 1-cost champion when he's level 3. So basically he can just one-hit him with 1 auto attack. It is very good. The one issue with that ultimate though is it does get stopped by Braum Shield, which is a big counter to quite a few ultimates seen in this team comp. Next we move on to the 3-cost champions, and we have 3 of them to cover. Starting off, we have Aatrox. He is a Demon Blade Master. We've covered him before in our Blade Master episode, and he is very strong. He has a high burst damage ultimate, similar to how Varus's is. It's his 3rd strike of his Q in normal League of Legends, and as a whole, he does tons of damage. He does get killed quite easily sometimes. He's similar to Elise, where she gets killed quite early sometimes. But he does do a lot of damage, and he'll, like, as soon as he ults once, you've probably won the round. Next, let's talk about Morgana. She's a demon sorcerer, and she has a very nice ult. It's her Spirit Shackles from League of Legends main game. She locks up multiple targets. After a few seconds, they get stunned if they don't kill her, or the shackles obviously are completed for a long enough time. It's very strong, does a lot of damage to multiple targets. That's one big thing about demons, they do a lot of damage to multiple targets at once. Like, they have high AoE burst, which is why people like them at the moment. And Morgana is no exception to that rule. Next, let's talk about probably the most broken character in TFT right now, Evelynn, the demon assassin. Not Rosemary, but she is, if you get wrestling, you get that reference, but she is insane. Honestly, she does so much damage. If you build her correctly, them executions are going to be big. She can do a whopping damage with her in-game League of Legends ultimate. It's naturally very strong. She uses it as an execute, and you can tell it's made to be an execute in TFT. Moving on, we have the two final demons to talk about, and I'll be honest, it doesn't really matter which you go in your normal builds, you're highly unlikely only gonna see one. So let's talk about Brand. Brand is the demon elementalist. Useful for most elementalist comps. He is very strong in terms of his ultimate. It's his normal in-game League of Legends ultimate. His fire strike that hits multiple targets, it bounces between them all, obviously, and burns them for a few seconds. Very strong. He does, however, not appear very often in shops nowadays, and it's similar with his counterpart 5-cost champion Swain. Swain is an Imperial shape-shifting demon, so obviously you've got a connection here with shapeshifters, which is why people like to mix demons with shapeshifters. He's got a very nice ultimate. He, as well as draining mana with the class trait, he also drains health and gains it for himself with his ultimate. It's his in-game League of Legends ultimate, obviously, his bird form. Granted, he's one of the unique shapeshifters in the fact that he doesn't actually stay in his changed form. He literally stays in his crow form for about 10 seconds-ish, then fires off his big burst strike with his ultimate, and then transforms back into his humanized form. But anyway, that's enough about the demons. Let's jump straight into a game for you guys. As we load into the lovely TFT arena, there's really one demon we could possibly get at this stage, and we do not get it, so we're just gonna grab this BF sword. Yeah, we're looking for a Varus right now in this shop, and we don't get it, so we're now having to put it to chance in our shops. Now, there's two demons now available in our shops. One of them is Elise, and one of them is Varus. They're the early game demons for this team comp, and we obviously need them to get the max demon buff. Well, we only need one at least. One of them we don't really need. Wow, that is pretty bad in terms of shop. So we can sell all them, get our coins up a bit. As none of them are demons, we can't really use them. So we're going to actually re-roll our shop and get an Elise. That is very good. I don't want to waste all our coins here, but I do want to waste all our coins here, so that we can obviously re-roll into as many Elises as we can possibly find. That's our early game goal, is to get Elise on the board, and then hopefully build her up to level 3 very quick so we can actually start putting coins into XP over anything else. So, right now we're getting coins. I like coins. Coins are very helpful in me finding Elises. We could also now get a Varus, which is probably the next thing that I want. I want at least a Varus and an Elise going into the first PvP wave, but I highly doubt we're actually going to get that. We might be rocking this setup for all I know. So, we come to the last mini wave, hoping is the best way to get something useful. Because I really don't want to be using a Rek'Sai in a Demons video. We might be using a Rek'Sai. We're definitely using the Rek'Sai. Yeah, we didn't get anything of use. Our shop's pretty bad for them few rerolls there. Now we could make a GA. Now that would be decent, to be honest, but it isn't a good thing to do straight up, especially when you can get another BF sword and make an IE. in literally 3 waves. So there's no point right now. It's more so a later game decision. And we're going to lose this pretty easily, because this guy's got our Varus that we need. I mean, it's even got Bloodthirst, so that is pretty strong. He's going Ranger Gunslinger as far as I'm aware, his team comp was. And that's going to be annoying later on, because obviously they are very strong. There's an Elise. And because we can get another character on the board, I'm going to stick that Warwick on. Gets us Brawler for a bit, till we find ourselves a Varus. Now, this should be a bit stronger when we come into this round. Obviously, Elise does minimalistic damage as a whole. So, anything that's really killed by her is a bonus. And wow. Our entire front line literally just got killed by one Tristana bomb. That is kind of annoying. If that didn't happen, we probably would have won that round. But there's another release, we can put her on. That's literally our only play. We can replace you as well. Sell you. No more. I just want a Varus. Now I can actually get Aatrox, Morgana, and there's one more. One more level 3 demon. It is Elise, Evelyn, sorry. I always get Elise and Evelyn mixed up. I was kind of expecting a Shyvana. This is one of them annoying team comps that has the Shyvanas in them. They're very strong. Luckily, and I mean this is a huge luckily, we're actually going to win this one. Granted, our chip damage is quite low. Like, all things considered, the damage that we're doing is very minimal. Now, if we look at this, there is an Evelyn. That is probably one thing we want. Sadly, not going to get it. So we are going to take this BF sword. So we now have an IE, which I prefer over a GA for now, to increase the amount of damage we do, obviously. And I'm definitely sticking it on the Rek'Sai for now, even though this is a demon thing that we're trying to go for. It's just smarter to stick this onto a Rek'Sai while he already has the item on him. Plus, it means that we can obviously not change up this team comp too much. Unless we get that. That is a good thing. Now we have demon buff in the weirdest way possible, honestly. Because we weren't expecting the Aatrox. I was expecting a Varus. So, we've got a fair bit of damage now with this team comp. Which is good. The IE is going to do wonders for us. Our team is slowly chipping away at this guy. In come all the Spiderlings. And with that in mind, the demon buff is triggering. Yeah, this Ashe might not get a chance to ult. Which is good for us. And our Spiderlings do all the work there. Spiderlings distracting, obviously, the Lucian for the longest time possible. Means that he's literally going to be useless. So we're going to sell that Rek'Sai, because now we have a Morgana, whom is another demon. And that does mean that we're slowly building up our demon army. Now, the option here is obviously stick this onto our Aatrox, or we wait for a Varus, which may never come. And I like my chances of may never come over Aatrox with an IE. Because later on, Aatrox is going to be dying super quick and barely getting chance to ult. That is a huge reason why I prefer not to use, like, for my ults, the Aatrox. Like, to give him all my damage. Because he gets absolutely destroyed late game. Now this, I do believe we win. Yeah. Even though the Lucian is gunslinger buffing all around, it's still not that strong in comparison to demons. And one good thing is, right now, we're getting to our power point in the game. We're starting to slowly build up an army of annoyances. And there's our Varus. And Evelyn. Both in the same shop. That is very good. We can obviously stick them on the board next round. Switch out one of the Elises for the Varus because the damage, it will be increased. I can stick IE on him. And naturally it's going to be far better than double Elise. Okay, so here come the transformations out of both our Elises. Life stealing away slightly. Sadly, both Elises took full aggro of the actual Krugs. That being said, we still have one alive. So I'm now going to unlock our shop. We go to overtime, but it should be fairly easy. Okay, so we now get our Varus on the board. I'm going to move everything over to this corner again. So I'm going to replace you with you. Not that one. Goes on you. Let me just organize my board. It's a bit messy. And oh, another Evelyn. That is decent for us. We're close to a level 3 Elise. Once we get that, we're in a stable position, can keep her on the board. Like, I was tempted to switch both Elises off for an Evelyn and the Varus. Now, here's where the fun comes in. We're going to lose this because all that's left there is a Spiderling, but we're very close to actually having another demon on the board. That is going to be extremely helpful. As well as getting another Varus, that's even more helpful. Because that puts us even closer to the wonder damage dealer in the Varus. Now, Varuses, you tend to build a damage item, a recurve bow item, and then maybe a GA or something a bit more defensive, like a Hurricane or a rapid fire cannon, just so that you're ensuring the damage and also having a bit more of a fun time, because I know certain team comps just get absolutely destroyed when put up against a assassin comp like this. We got absolutely wiped because he has so many level 2 assassins and our team's literally base level for pretty much all our characters. We get wiped pretty easily. I thought we got an release there, but we don't. But we can now stick the Evelyn on the board, so we provide a bit of a flank. We also can look now for a Brand or the Swain to obviously get max demon buff. Now, with that in mind, we can obviously make characters demons with a spatula and a tear. I don't like doing that because, well, I do sometimes if I can't find either of the two, but Brand's quite easy to find, and a spatula is quite often or not. difficult to get because half the time you're never going to be offered it. And I want to see who did most damage this round. Aatrox. Still below 1,000 damage on each character. That is kind of poor. So this shop, there's an Aatrox that I kind of want to pick up. We're out third. Whether or not we pick him up is up to the actual game. There we go. I was trying to make sure I didn't hit the minion wave because this guy was blocking me for some reason. And so we get a needlessly large rodded Aatrox. So his ultimate's going to do a lot more damage now. That is very good. And that's level 3 at least. Yeah. That's good. That's a very good sight to see. Now we could obviously pick up this extra release for no apparent reason. So we're not going to do that. That would be a waste of time. However, we are going to pick up this Evelyn when we can. That isn't a waste of time, as we can obviously go for something like a Spear of Sojourn, needlessly large, rodded items. Things that increase her ult damage, execution. Very good for her. Plus Spear of Sojourn or Sarah's Embrace, increasing the amount of time she gets to ult is even better. Very good Morg ult here. And all that's left is a Pike to fend off in the wild against a bunch of demons who are literally just going to kill you before you get a chance to run away. But that guy's going full interest is what I've just noticed. Now we have a bit of fun because literally our entire bench and board are full. When I say full, I mean my board's full and my bench is full of space. It's not going to be next round because we do get the Morgana, whom is a very good character. If you saw that round, she can get many people stunned. It does take a while though to obviously charge up the stun, but it's fairly good. You have a Blitzcrank, which is actually not hitting my Varus. Wow. You actually hit my weaker backliner. Here comes the damage. Ooh. You haven't actually allowed my Elise to transform. Now you have. That was your mistake. Wow, he's been eliminated very early in the game. 3-5's an early elim, all things considered. He must have been massacred by everyone. So we come into Wolf Camp, and this should be a fairly interesting wave. I'm a little unsure how our team does against it. It should be an easier win, considering half our team's level 2. But we do have our damage dealers showing, so I'm going to do that for a wave. It pushes them to, well, it protects our Varus a bit more. Plus, it probably guarantees a decent Aatrox ult, which is something I like. Yeah, that was the right play to do. I'd rather have our Varus alive and killing. Well, guaranteed to be alive. And we actually get some decent items there. So I'm thinking Spear of Sojourn. As much as I want to put a static Shiv on my team, Spear of Sojourn on the Evelyn is very strong, and I like strong Evelyns more so now because of how strong she's been in the recent patches. Yeah, I'm going based off patch knowledge and rank knowledge of how strong Evelyn is. She is pretty broke. As we come up against a guy who's going Assassin 2, oh, I hate you. Wow, you literally just assassinated our actual... Good ult there by our Evelyn. She actually avoided the damage of the Pike and the stun. That was fairly good, she did good work there. It's a shame though, the rest of the team got assassinated pretty easily by this guy's entire team. Plus we didn't take out the Lysandra before she ulted our Varus. So we need to obviously... I forgot to switch positions back. There we go. I think that was better for an assassin team comp having the Aatrox there, but it's not the best all-round like team comp positioning. In fact, for this next round, I know it makes zero sense to do that, but we'd had only 5 demons on the board, and Morgana was level 1, Varus is level 2. I'll rather do the math and run 2 level 2s over an extra demon at this point in the game. The damage is a little bit higher. Good ults here by our Evelyn, actually. She's actually just killing off this guy's entire backline. Evelyn did work there, Jesus. So now we have 2 backline threats. The Varus's piercing shot is destroying team comps, and... oh, there's level 2 Morgana. We can then stick her back on the board now that we get that. But Evelyn is just Spirit Sojourning everyone's team, and that is very strong. Aatrox is just queuing as soon as he can, and does 1,000 damage per round, which is good. Varus is just living, and we come up against this guy again. So watch how Evelyn plays this round. So she jumps to this guy's back, ults, basically eliminates the Darius. Now she's on the Ashe. Basically is putting her to death %. Here comes another ult, kills the Varus. Oh, we're actually going to lose that round, wow. I'm shocked. But she would have actually eliminated her. So we can now look to obviously power her up with that, at least Evelyn in this shop. We're probably going to get it. No one really is going demons as far as I'm aware. Well, there is one guy, but whether or not he takes her, which he does, okay. We take the spatula. People want to mess with me, I'm taking spatulas. And immediately selling whatever the spatula's on. We could have probably took the Panth, got on a chain vest, stuck that on our Aatrox, give him a bit of protection against auto attacks. But he doesn't need it right now, he's still doing tons of damage. Anyway, we're going to get this Morg on the board. Sell you off. Buy another Varus, that puts us 2 Varuses away from level 3 Varus. Which I'm surprised, considering how late we actually got the Varus in comparison to everything else. I'm going to put you up there. We could have... see, I'm thinking here now, which is a better position to have the Varus? In the bottom corner, or where Morgana is, where he's got a bit of protection? But, yeah, we come to this wave. Spirit Sojourn online. Good ults here by our actual... I just realized both teams got hit by Morgul. Great elimination there by our Evelyn. Proving why I picked her up is no fluke. Now we're going to obviously re-roll here. Get nothing. Next round I might buy XP so we can stick another, probably Varus on our team board. And from there, try to obviously climb the rankings, because the top guy's on at least a 7 win streak, and he has Dragon buff. I don't know why his Shyvana's there and his Pantheon's there. That doesn't make too much sense. Oh, you're full assassin. He's changed up his team comp. But the issue for him now is, who's the real flank? Oh, such a good ult there by our Evelyn. I thought we were going to lose that eventually. Aatrox still a lot of work there, so did Evelyn. She got a few eliminations there. Very good work by our team. Okay, so we're going to buy XP. Stick extra damage dealers onto the board. Do that. Protects both our Morg and our Varus. I prefer having the Varus in that corner. It's a slightly nicer place to have him because he gets a bit more of a wider angle shot, and it's more so personal preference, really. So we arrive here at Raptor's camp. Eventually. There we go. We should win this quite nicely. If we don't, then I don't know why we lost. Yeah, we beat this wave quite nicely. And I'm lagging for some reason. God knows why. Oh. Got some items there. Bloodthirster would be nice. Or GA. Actually, no, I can do this. I know that trick. That is a very good trick. GA is available or Bloodthirster. I think we go defensive route. Could have made Hurricane. We still can. That level 3 Jace is really annoying. That's the guy in first. He's got a very strong team with them shapeshifters. Noble, Dragon. Don't know if he has Guardian buff, but that's a fairly strong team comp he's running. Oh, that's even better for us. So we're now one Varus away from level 3, and that will be our go time with this team comp because obviously level 3 is very strong. I might put an... See, I was thinking Ionic Spark on our Aatrox, but then I realized that isn't too strong. And that Yasuo is not too strong. Good ult there by our Varus. Eliminating that Jinx off before she kills our entire team. Very good work. Proving why he's a main team member in this comp. Sadly, still no Brand or Swain being offered to us. We'll survive this wave and go to the carousel and hopefully we'll pick one up there. That is a bonus. Plus we just beat either one of the guys above us, either the guy in second or the guy in third. I don't actually know. But we're going against the guy in second now. I don't know if it was definitely not you we just beat. Good ults here coming out of our Evelyn. She's dropping aggro pretty nicely. And we're going to actually win this wave. Boom. Yeah, you're not going to survive double shot from here. But we can beat both the Digamoles above us. Which is a very good thing to say. So hopefully that pulls us closer to the win. Saracen Brace is on the board. That's probably a thing that I want. I definitely want. That's going immediately on our Evelyn. It's probably the smartest option for us. We could have gone Gunblade. That would actually have been useful. In fact, that probably would have been very useful. But Seraph's Embrace is even stronger, because that almost guarantees her execution at the start of a round, and that's actually really good, because now we have level 3 Varus with a GA now, and then you're going on the board. There we go. So we have double Morg, and I'm going to put Varus in the corner, because nobody puts Baby in the corner. But that should be a little bit better. We get rid of the Kale immediately. That is strong. We nearly beat this guy. That's the worrying thing. All that we had left were both his dragons. We eliminated the Kale early, so we weren't taking as much damage, which is good. So now the options are: we take this Draven, stick him in for now. I'll definitely take you. But we've got to think. We haven't been offered a brand or a Swain yet, and we're literally one character off max demon buff. With not having max demon buff, this team comp is lacking still, as we come up against a guy that we can beat. It's basically a 1v1 between our Aatrox and his guy's Yasuo. Good ult there by our Evelyn. She's just dodging out on this guy's entire team comp. It's a shame though. Oh, I think we win this. Boom. Great work. Evelyn did a lot of work there as well as our Varus. And that's the brand. Oh boy. You're getting immediately chucked on. Max Demon buff online. And we can now look to obviously level up this team comp. That's all we can really do now. So with all the 1 and 2 cost characters being max level, we can now start plowing XP in. As if we beat a dragon. Oh, and you've got a decent one. You've got a lot of them have very good dragon buffs. I do believe we win this. Yeah. Very nice. I've had it where we haven't actually beaten him. I'm thinking we stick this on you. Purely because you're going to be slapping that sword in people's faces. And you don't live that long, but you get a high amount of burst, so why not make it a bit easier on the rest of our team by shrinking down enemies so that they're obviously going to take a bit more damage from them. Like, I'd rather be facing level 1 team members than level 3 or 2s. Okay, so we come up against the guy in first. Oh boy. We eliminated his Kale actually really early. Our Varus though is out early as well. And we're actually out now. But that was a fairly good game for us. We finished 4th. If we avoided this guy a lot more than we did, he's running a very strong comp for not normal, all things considered. Right, we look at it. We can analyze this comp. His Kale's in a really bad spot. I'd switch it with the Pantheon. Because you want your Kale to obviously be protected. He's got it in such an awkward position, it's not. He also has all his damage dealers, like Elise, you'd want behind your Jace. I don't like his positioning. And he hadn't lost in a while. But we can look at this round. Just watch where his Kale actually goes. It's immediately in the front line. Same with the Elise. Whereas Pantheon, and you look where he's placed his MF. Like, when we actually load up the actual round, you'll see that he's put her in a very protected position, like right at the back of his team comp. And, like, here, it's very protected. Same with the Lucian. Yet you have two of your other range carries behind a melee slash range, a melee who's literally gonna jump into the entire enemy team. And honestly, I don't like that. But that's gonna be the end of this episode of Will It Work today. If you enjoyed it, leave a like down below, subscribe if you're new around here, and I'll see you guys later. Peace, my dudes.
I'm a star.